Hello inflatable fans, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be trying out the Hiqmar eFin. It's just installed underneath there, look. In the cheapest drop stitch kayak I've ever bought. I bought this on Amazon for about 160 quid a year or so ago. Unfortunately they're not on there at the moment, but I will put a link in the comments and the pinned comment and description for other ones that I recommend that have got good reviews that are also budget price. But I've been wondering what the eFin would be like in this, what I affectionately call the Labia. Let's give it a go, eh? Now because I've got the eFin in, it will feel a little bit sluggish because it creates a bit of drag when you're just paddling with it. I have packed the Fin with me just in case this runs out of battery, but I'm planning on using it as a paddle assist. Let's do it. Right, so I've got the eFin going in the Labia and currently doing, without any paddling, around 2.6 miles an hour. This is just on drive mode. It will be slower than the Aquatech Ottawa because it's a bigger, wider boat, much wider boat, a lot more surface area. But we'll see how it goes. I'm planning today on using this predominantly as a paddle assist. But we've got to try a bit of speed sport mode, haven't we? My only concern is, look at all these catkins. My concern is underwater debris clogging the prop. Anyway, in sport mode, without any paddling, doing 3 miles an hour. Not bad, but I don't want to run it out, so I'm going to put it back in drive. So I'm about an hour in and I've done 2.6 miles. So this eFin's doing all right. Just need to move again. Just a little bow drop. So this eFin is doing all right. It is a lot slower in this boat than it is in the Aquamarina Cascade and the Aquatech Ottawa. Now, when I did the frozen trip, where I tested it to see how long it would go, and it was about -4, -5 that day, the battery lasted about 3 hours. 3.5 as I recall, I can't quite remember. I'll have a look and put it on the screen. And today it's warmer conditions, much warmer. I'm wondering if I'll get more out of it, closer to the 5 hours it's supposed to last. Hope so. Time will tell, eh? Let's get the eFin running again. Right, I've just got something caught in the prop, so I've stopped it. Just putting it in reverse. Just to clear it out. Stop. And then drive. That sounds better. So far, including the portage that I've done 4.5 miles. 2 hours 20 minutes. And it's going to be interesting to see how much more life this eFin's got left in it. Let's do it. Right, I am doing about 3.2 miles an hour now, and on the way up I seem to be stuck at 3. Didn't seem to be able to get any faster than that. So even with this headwind, well actually it's getting a bit stronger. But yeah, I'm doing over 3 now with the Fin, which is pretty good. About this Hiqmar eFin, I have to say, so as much as I've paddled pretty much for the duration today, those times when you kind of just want to sit back and chill and enjoy the passing scenery, you know, it is really nice just to be able to do it with this little motor running. It's very leisurely. Right, so here's something else I've noticed about this eFin in this particular boat. Right, now you might have seen when I was in the Ottawa, it's really hard to turn while the eFin's running to actually do, say, a 180. Now it's quite narrow here, but I think I can do a 180. Let's give it a go. Yeah, look at that, 180, back facing the other way. Can't do that in the Ottawa, so that's interesting. And all I'm doing is just doing a right hand pull on the paddle. I'm not doing anything else to turn me. Yeah, that is fascinating. And it's because this boat's a bit slower, I think. And actually, not just slower, it's considerably shorter too. Right, so it's just coming up to 12 o'clock. It's 10 to 12 now. I've been out a good while. Timer's saying I've been out for 4 hours, so yeah, that's about right. Currently done 6.78 miles. Be about 10 by the time I get back to Boroughbridge, I think. Thereabouts. So as you can see on this little bit, the wind's whipped up a bit and it's right ahead wind. You see, I think the advantage to using this eFin as a paddle assist is you don't lose pace between strokes. You know, you've no dead time, you're continuously moving. And I think that's where these things come into their own, really. You can tell there's quite a bit of flow here. I'm paddling, I'm only doing about 2 miles an hour, less than 2 miles an hour, that's with the fin on. Yeah, I can see the bottom here, so I need to kind of turn around before this eFin gets caught on the rocks. So let's go with the flow, yay! This will probably be the fastest I travel today. Saying 4.2 miles an hour at the minute, 4.5. It won't last. No, it hasn't. Big question for me now is whether this eFin will last all the way back to Boroughbridge from Westbury Clock, which is about 3 miles, which will take me up to 10 miles in total. And I think that'll be the most this eFin's ever done. Currently on 7.7, and I think that's the most it's ever done. Somewhat unbelievably, out of the wind, we're now moving along at about 3.1 miles an hour, which is very nice. Got a bit of chop slap. Got a motorboat coming up. Alright. It's stopped. The motor has just stopped. 5 hours 43 minutes, 10.5 miles. Pretty good going, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. That is really good. And thankfully, I've only got about half a mile to do that way. When I get back to the launch point, I'll upload the stats and show you exactly what this has done and kind of like the average speed, that kind of thing. So last time when I did a long test with this eFin, it cut out and then restarted every so often. Let's see if it'll start again. Yeah. So it'll probably run for a little while and then cut out again. So we might as well use up as much of the battery as possible. It's only about 300 yards to go anyway. Still going. Just turned the camera around and it's just conked. As I say, it's good to fully drain the battery. And literally about 150 yards to go. Oh, it started again. And it's quite literally just conked right where I'm going to get out. I am really chuffed with that. Right, so I've got the stats. 10.89 miles, The average speed was 1.8 miles an hour. Now that includes the pit stop and any stops that I made en route, so that's not bad at all. The average moving speed was 2.8 miles an hour. Obviously it was slower going upriver and then faster coming back. Anyway, I've quite enjoyed testing that eFin out in the cheapest drop stitch kayak that I bought on Amazon. I've got to admit, it's not my favourite boat to use it in, but it did make using that boat easier because it is a slow boat. So it is useful to have the eFin for such things, you know, if you wanted to do a bit of distance. I think if I'd actually done that paddle without the eFin, 10.10 miles, I think I'd have probably been worn out, absolutely worn out. Yeah, so I quite enjoyed that. Good little test. You know what to do if you like what I'm doing on this channel. Thanks so much for watching. You take care of yourself. Cheerio, and I'll see you soon.